Another episode of Fresh Talk. Skytown forever.
Fresh Talk.
On the froze, every second is cold. They talk about us when the legend is told. Talk about us. I learned to move correct on the road. Fuck the 12, let the evidence show. Fuck the parlay. I'm from the froze, every second is cold. They talk about us when the legend is told. Talk about us. I learned to move correct on the road. Fuck the 12, let the evidence show.
Hello, this is Allure, and we're here on Fresh Talk. Everybody's going to introduce themselves.
Fresh. Want to meet Fresh Talk?
Jupes Holiday, online.
Yo, it's Killer Dollar, yo, Killer Dollar, yo, bang, bang, yo, we out here. Yeah.
And y'all know Allure, the one and only.
Come on.
And me, I'm Spade from Citizen Kane. What's up?
Well, welcome to Fresh Talk. You know what we talk about everything. It doesn't matter what the subject, no matter what the topic. We're just going to talk about something, and I hope you enjoy what we talk about. So, Jupy, what's good,
on?
brother?
I'm
Killer
all right.
Dilla, what's up? Allure, what's
Poppin',
up?
big dog.
What up?
Kings
Okay.
itself, what's up,
Hell
man?
yeah.
Yeah. Got big up everybody outside there, the whole city, you know what I mean? I think our first topic we should talk about is what's really going on in Toronto.
Hold on. The first thing I want to talk about, to get it out the way, because I heard you guys talk about it after. I want to know what you're up to right now. Because we just talked about that. So I want to know what you're up to. I'm not the life story, but I want to know what you're up to right now.
Right now we got a lot going on. We got a lot going on for the city. Jupes Holiday got the new video with Dre Specs, Controversy. We got Allure in
Big
it.
up
We
Dre
got Slime in it. We got a whole bunch of the GB Mandem in it. So get prepared for that one. We got new shows coming up right now. We got a lot. The EP's underway. We got Atman Project underway. We got the Own Lane mixtape underway. We trying to stay busy and relevant.
Skytown sounding loud right now. Loud.
Scarborough's
Loud,
back.
loud,
Scarborough's
loud,
back.
loud.
Well, and another thing I want to ask you about, because we were talking earlier and stuff, and you amazed me about a bunch of stuff. One thing you amazed me about is how much work you put in. Like I don't think like these guys are saying every week there's a new song. Every couple days there's a new song. Like you're a workhorse.
Yeah, we
Like,
go.
it remind me of Pac. Like when people talk about Pac and stuff like that.
There's certain artists, in my brain, there's certain artists that are like, you could say like a Pac, like
Yeah.
a Vibe Cartel,
Yeah.
like an artist, a Prince.
The
you
work
know?
ethic of a music.
work ethic.
Yeah, like
of
Jay-Z's
music
like
in
that
general.
too.
Like a Jay-Z,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just keep going, you know? Like,
Hell yeah.
You don't even see the finish line yet.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
The finish line is pushing like
Yeah.
10 forward.
Oh, yeah.
Son.
We ain't even looking at the finish
Bang,
line
bang.
right now.
Yeah, and I like what you were saying to me. Like you were saying, like there's a lot of things you could do, but when you focus on one thing, right? Like,
You're gonna be
expand on
You're
that a
gonna-
bit.
you're
And
gonna
I want
be-
everybody to kind of expand on that.
This was the vibe me and Kane were talking about. We're talking about not everybody's gonna be a doctor,
Yeah.
a lawyer, a cameraman, a cook, a chef. You're gonna master one thing.
Yeah.
So the one thing you might master is like the skill that we got, like
Yeah.
our vocabulary, the way we put words together, and we deliver our lyrics, and
Paint a story from that.
that
bro.
might be
Yeah,
our
yeah.
skill. Like that's our skill.
100%, man.
That's like our skill to the game.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
You paint a story and a different vision of someone who's maybe never been across these lands.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
show the
yeah.
world
Or
what-
someone
what
that
it
can
is.
Yeah,
relate.
someone that can hear you, or
Relate.
someone that's
Yeah.
been related to that shit.
You
Who
just gotta
can
keep-
relate?
You just gotta keep showing the
100%.
world. You
That's
just
the
gotta-
number one thing.
We try to show the world that
To each his own,
we
but
can't
to
stop,
to each person and different person, that shit will relate in a certain
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit, if they can't relate to it, that's even more the power. You ever hear like any G Unit music? You want to know who the motherfucking most perfect people that bump that G Unit shit? It's the white boys, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Brands are out there,
Yeah.
there's different brands.
And they're,
100%.
and they're somehow
So
relating
it's like
to
it's
it
like
as well.
it's like the music ranges from different things to the people that can relate to it and the people that maybe don't know anything from it.
Yeah, and
But
they
then
can
maybe
visualize.
that music gives them a certain way to feel.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
Maybe
sometimes,
it's a vibe.
Yeah, it's
So
a
it's
vibe.
like it uplifts
They
them.
wanna
I
know
mean,
that.
Yeah,
It
they want to know
opens
that.
up their eyes
Yeah,
to
because
that.
they've never been a fan of that. They don't know that. They don't know any of that.
Music for some people like food for thought. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You hear it, you get inspired by it. You want to do something because the music said something. in the music, you know
10,000%.
Music is
son.
emotional.
Music
Brings
is
out
emotion.
emotion.
It's soulful. You know what I mean? It makes up when a person's in a certain feel, they put on a certain
Like,
track.
we all put in work out here. You know what I mean? The whole, like you know who put in work out here and who's still putting in work out here, and still getting their respect out here. Nobody's gonna sit in your chair, you know. Like,
Yeah.
Like I told you earlier,
Yeah.
there's never gonna be another
Real hip hop,
artist-
real
Hold on,
hip hop.
Hold on, 1 second.
Yeah.
Cuz. There's never gonna be another group or artist that's gonna sit in what you did for the
Yeah,
game. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Cause even though time went on and there's many groups and whatever, but
You started something in small
what you
town.
said,
Yeah, man.
there will never be another group to sit in your
No,
chair, and it's
no.
always gonna
Thanks
be
for
there.
that, man.
100%.
Real talk,
I'm
man.
getting like
Real hip hop will always find
that's
its
real hip
audience.
hop.
bro.
That's real hip hop.
No, but real hip hop always finds its audience.
It does.
When it comes to like what I was just talking about,
Yeah.
or anything else, it's like someone either to relate to it or someone to follow it.
Yeah.
It's like somebody will feel something
Yeah.
because
Definitely.
it's something maybe they didn't feel, but like they're trying to feel because maybe let's just say, man, maybe this person is a bitch ass motherfucker, right? He's like, yeah, he's
even
scared of
been
life.
to- he ain't
He's
been to
scared of
that.
life. But then he has a real person speaking
Yeah,
real
yeah.
thoughts
That
to him.
he's-
That shit's gonna uplift
Open
him
his eyes, yeah.
and bring him up. Maybe that shit will change him.
Yeah.
Maybe that shit will change him a little
right,
bit.
100%,
In,
100%.
in a certain aspect, maybe that shit will change.
What inspires you to do music?
So me,
No, first
So for me, I don't do music. More for
Or
me, it's
even-
more acting or podcasts or interviews. I truly do believe that everybody, no matter who they are, they have a talent. They have a gift.
yeah.
It gets lost somehow for most people just through daily struggles, whether it's family, emotions, or just trying to survive. So for me, I want to try to get people to focus on what their passion is and what their dreams can be through that. Because I feel like we're all getting lost here and just doing like daily life stuff, and we're not using our talents. When I sit back and I meet every single person, I realize that
God giving gifts.
Everyone has
Yeah,
something.
gifts.
Yeah.
unfortunately we can't do it because we got kids, we got to work, we got bills.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, what inspires me is my son. So I raised him all the way up until he's 19. Now I told him it's time for me to go back to that because I had to put that on the back burner.
he's 19 now. He's a grown man.
He's a grown man now, still learning his stuff.
Now you can
But
do
at
what you
least
want
now
to do, girl.
I'm trying to now use who I know as far as like I'm
big break.
really good at talking to people.
It's a big break in life
and,
now.
and getting them through their therapy, right? It's easier to talk to people that you don't know about your struggles and stuff because there's no judgments because you don't really care if they judge you because you don't know them,
Yeah.
right? So I want to come into that and help people because there's a lot of people since I've been here in Toronto because I'm from Winnipeg that I've been talking to and I'm helping them. And my way also is by supporting you, coming to your music videos, and I see that he, like you say, he comes out with the videos quite often. So
Yeah,
I'm
you
going to
work with it.
support him in that. You know what I mean? That's what we're here for.
Okay, everybody when I go on podcasts, everybody interviews me, right? So I feel like I want to interview right now.
Okay.
So allow me to do what I'm doing, okay?
Oh,
You guys,
I like that.
everybody
You should
bear
be
with me.
interviewing.
I'm gonna go through everybody. I'm gonna interview because I want to.
Get
Okay.
ripping.
So Killer, we were talking earlier
Rip it
too,
down.
right? We were talking
Yeah.
earlier, and we were
Yeah.
talking about, and this is like I was trying to give you game on because you have a good show, right?
Oh yeah.
So I was trying to give you game on like
As an OG,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
respect that.
But
Any
but
word
one
that-
thing we were talking about, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
my advice to you was this, and I want to see what you think about it, right?
Okay.
Is my
Lay it
advice
to me,
to
bro.
you? My advice to you was organize your show more. Let's script it out, right?
Yeah.
Right. And package. Don't worry about changing yourself. Don't worry about.
Never would.
But learn how to
That's my whole
package it.
life.
Learn how to
Yeah.
package it.
What do you mean
Yeah.
by
right?
package? Like,
No, well, I just want to know what he thinks about this.
Okay, what I know about package is I know what the fuck I grew up around. I know what I came across. You know what I mean? I know who the fuck I am. And I know that I'm never gonna change my style for anybody else's fucking style. Or change myself for anybody else. So I'm gonna rap the same way regardless because I'm not even making music for other people. I'm doing my music as like a fucking it's as like a therapy.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah, therapeutical for me to stay out of crime and to stop doing the shit that I've been doing.
Fresh talk.
Because I'm a fucking when I drink, I can drink beers, I can drink beer.
You've been
Yo,
drinking beer.
Yeah, I've been drinking beer. Yeah. When I'm rapping about, it's me.
You really
bro.
living it. You
100%,
living it.
I'm really living
Yeah,
it.
you living it.
Yeah,
I know
and
that- I know that
What's
personally.
crazy
Yeah.
was it was that music video.
Music video.
And that leads me to another thing. Like, so like we're all gonna. I want everybody to
was my wish
the deal in it, right?
Please.
So, but we're all like, okay, let's expand. Let's expand on that, right?
It's real life.
Like I'm talking like. Even we're talking about image and stuff like that, right? So we like I'm basing this all on the conversations I had with you because I had that conversations for kind of a reason, right? To get to know you guys. So you were talking about now that you're like a certain age and the young guys are going to you, yo, keep on going because the young kids they can't talk about anything from experience, right? And guys like my age and you guys are younger than me, right? But it's like. You guys have an experience. Like he almost 20 minutes telling us about his experience, right? So we have experience of life that is very important that people want to hear, right? So expand on that for a second.
That was the vibe when I was telling you about the young boys nowadays. The generations of music change, and like they'll say, the young boys nowadays are like they ain't rapping about what we're rapping about at those ages, cause they're rapping about drugs, on lean. Doing perks, popping this, popping that. So it's a whole different vibe. So when the real hip hop heads or other hip hop heads are looking at it and saying, yo, we need that generation back. Like we need that real shit back. Not saying what they're doing is fake, but they need that upliftment songs that they could relate to, because they ain't relating to that shit. You know what I mean?
And how do you feel that you can be a part of that? Or start that, like bringing that back for them, because I've heard this conversation so many times, and it's like, well, where do we start? And the first thing they say is they don't know.
Well, I'll be honest. You gotta start at what you're used to. You gotta be you. You gotta like the label we fuck with is called Own Lane. And why it's called Own Lane? Because every artist is in their own lane.
I like that.
I like that.
That's our squad.
I like that.
That's
shit.
our squad. That's what we stand on. That's what we do. But you're gonna see what is wrong and mold, and you know as a vet what a lane's supposed to be clean, or you know what I mean, like how to do it. So that's what we on as pushing artists that are doing their thing. And that's pretty much how we do it. You know, we're not following nobody. We're not trying to be like nobody. We're just doing our own shit.
Just in their own lane.
So when we say how the young generation is gonna relate to that, is because you gotta stay in your lane, and maybe you're gonna relate to one of these lanes or learn from one of these
or maybe
lanes.
maybe you don't even know any of these lanes, but you still listen.
You might learn
from these lanes.
That's it.
Yeah.
But that artist that is showing you that lane. Like,
100%.
And that's how
because
we
everyone has a different lifestyle. Yeah. Listen, every one of us maybe at one point had a different lifestyle. Bro.
Of course, for sure.
Listen, I'm not talking about me specifically because my whole life has been kind of chaos. But everybody has learned.
Yeah, we all lived a different
from
life.
a different lane.
We all lived
in a different perspective.
Yeah.
We've all come from a different place, bro.
For sure.
So, music in general will come and hit you where it's like, okay, maybe I can relate to the motherfucker. But then at the same time, that music might give that other motherfucker that bitch ass motherfucker
inspiration.
That inspiration to grow and rise up and become a man.
Well, that's another thing we talked about, right? Is as you go through this business from like you start from a kid or a teenager and you grow in this business, you always find a new way of reinventing yourself. Right?
That's what you do as a human being. You do that. Like if you're willing to accept certain things and move on to the next stage of your growth.
You already know.
Or else you're just gonna stay in that one spot. But if you do,
solid point, man.
Well, Muhammad Ali, like I don't know if you guys, I read a lot of books and stuff like that. Well, Muhammad Ali said this statement once, right? They asked him a question because he's a Muslim. They say, well, you have these views, and you think 30 years from now, I'm gonna talk to you, you're gonna have the same views. And Muhammad Ali said, if I have the same views I had 30 years ago, I haven't learned anything.
Yeah, he has no growth.
Right. So growth is very important, and reinventing yourself is really important.
And it's okay to do so.
Yeah.
Nobody told you had to stay a certain way or look a certain way or live a certain spot or be with a certain person.
It's definitely,
if you've grown,
It's definitely important to follow your own lane. Yeah. Because when you follow someone else's lane, that's never you're lost. You're lost. You're not yourself. You want to always follow your own lane. You want to speak on your own experiences. You want to speak on who the fuck you are. As a person, you want to speak on that.
That's what we are.
So you want to speak on the shit that you know.
All right.
Because if someone else is going to speak on that, listen, it's taken away from your artist's authenticity.
So saying
You know
that,
what I mean?
right?
Yeah.
Like, what's inspiring you to write?
I'm writing for all my closest homies that fucking really been in there and fucking put the pipe down and fucking.
Okay, let's say if there's one song you did that people said, if you want to know my shit with one song, you can check out this song. What for you? What would
Go see me. The song's called Me.
Me.
The song called Me on YouTube. Go check out Me.
What would be your song? What would
It's the best me, man, because that's who I'm trying to be right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be the best me.
This is why I asked this question.
Who's got cigarettes, son? Who the fuck's got a cigarette? Bah, I'm tired of shit.
Don't play with Killer out here
Yo,
tonight.
yo, come on, let's get some fucking cigarettes.
Right,
son.
So like I'm gonna make you expand on this shit. I'm gonna lead you guys to expanding on this shit, right? So like I heard this interview of this record exec, and the record exec said the artist never knows his best song.
Yo, you know what they said about Meth Man?
You're right.
They said that MT. Remember
I
the
agree. I do
MTHOD, man? That shit was recycled.
Yeah.
That shit blew Meth Man up
Meth
out of the
Man
water.
didn't like that song.
I know.
No, he didn't
but
like
he
it,
didn't like
no.
the song. But
Yeah.
that
The
shit
songs
blew. That shit blew Meth Man out of the water.
Yeah, but the songs that
A lot of the songs that we think that we don't like are gonna be a song that
That's why when
Meth
you
Man
said that, that's why when you said that, my vibe was like,
to protect your needs.
we can't, like,
on.
us as artists, you think that's your favorite song, but the fans like that song more than that song. So you never know, you're never gonna know your.
So when you're telling me your favorite song, right? Are you picking the song that everybody's telling you is the banger, or personally what you think is the banger?
Like, we never talked about my most banging song. You said a song that represented me.
So
I
it's
said
a
the
different song
that
than your most banging
yeah,
song.
for
Oh,
sure.
all right.
Yeah.
So
And
would
some
you-
guys love that song,
Yeah.
and some guys like every
And
song
then
that I make.
certain people can relate to different songs, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, I know
I
that's what you're
got,
saying.
I got a
but-
lot of different
But
songs.
for me, it's like listen, me specifically, just me. I'm a fucking. I'm not gonna say. Like, you ever see American Psycho? That's me, man. I'm a fucking Canadian
Menace.
fucking psycho, dog.
That's
I
one
am-
real talk.
I am. Yo,
Fresh start.
that is me, man. I'm a fucking. I don't give a fuck about who's around, who might
You're
see
being
some
real.
shit.
You're you.
Whatever. I am me. But yo, listen. At the same time, I have a lot of people message me for certain songs that I've done. Yes.
Yeah.
So what that song might have been, it would have been like fucking, like also the best me.
Yeah.
Cause the best me is also being the best.
Yeah, piece
you
of
you
shit.
can be. Yeah.
And I need
Yeah.
to
Okay. So if you act and stuff like that, you don't really do music. So as a fan, what are you looking for when it comes to these guys kind of music? What's drawing you to certain?
I would say lyrics, beats. Obviously, I'm a girl, so we like beats, right? Like
Yeah,
we like
yeah.
to dance and groove and stuff like that. Some of the songs you can't dance to, so it's like it's hard to get into it. Right?
Yeah.
But for me, I would say, and a lot of the things that they say, I don't really like I'm not gonna promote gang banging and haterism or anything like that. So I'm more about growth, and
Okay.
I do feel the pain.
Okay, I want to
sometimes.
expand something on YouTube because I hear this argument a lot, right? But would you guys agree with this? Listen to this. Everybody listen to this very good. Really good. I heard everybody. I listen to beats and I want something to dance to. But my argument is 90% of the music you're listening to in your car. You're not dancing to,
100%.
right? You understand what I'm saying to you? So you listen to your car. You listen to music in your car.
a lot. Like,
Yeah, but
No,
I'm saying you
no,
listen to
but
your
for the
music in your
car,
car all the time.
showering,
You definitely
always
do.
having-
So putting the emphasis on making it danceable, is it? I'm not saying it is. I'm
Well,
asking
said,
you.
what
I'm
are
asking you.
What are the things of songs that I
No, but
are
I'm-
the reasons
Like
why?
hip
So
hop
maybe-
It's drawing me
music.
to another question.
Yeah.
Hip hop music more
So-
than dance
So
music.
it being danceable, should it be that important as danceable, or should it be important that it hits you deep? And this could go. This is for
I
you,
would
but
say
this could go for anybody.
Whatever. I mean, it's all about the mood, though. Sometimes you don't want
Yeah.
things to hit deep. Sometimes
Yeah,
you just want
sometimes
to
you
shake
don't.
your ass. You just want to dance, or you want to clean or cook. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you certain songs take you places based upon what their experience was, and it's gonna take you into that experience of
You have
what
Zix?
you were going through at the time, right?
Cigarette.
I get it. Killer, what do you think
Damn.
For what?
about like people saying you have to make music to dance to and music that you listen
I
to?
feel like you gotta make music for whatever the fuck you wanna
wanna
make.
make it for, right?
Yeah. I mean, I like to make hip hop music. I like the people to be. I don't make music for club music, man, because I'm not a club music guy. I do like listen. I have
Fresh
club,
talk.
I have club bangers.
Yeah.
I got club
Yeah.
bangers.
You're versatile. You're versatile.
I'm versatile.
Yeah.
But my favorite music out of mine, the shit that I want myself to
Yeah.
make, is headbangers. I want people to be like in the club, be like this.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about them breaking a dance move, whatever, because my shit's too real for that. It's too real. I don't give a fuck. At the home, at the smoking weed, the wrong weed, to fucking do whatever, they hear my music and they like,
bang it. Yeah.
they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I
That's
fuck with this shit.
Killer
I don't
Dylan
give-
music, man.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. Honestly, on God, I don't care.
And you know what? That's good, right? That's good.
Because once you start making music for another man,
Yeah.
You
That's what I was
you
gonna
fail
say.
already.
That's what I was gonna say.
You
That's what I was
100%
gonna
fail
say. That's what I
already.
was gonna say.
You making music for yourself.
Yeah.
That's real talk.
You don't make music for another man. You make music
You know
for
what?
yourself.
And you know what? When you make music for yourself, right? You make some of the best music.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's your feelings
You
and
think
emotions, right?
you when you're worried about what the next man is feeling about in your music,
Yeah.
you already lost.
You're lost.
Yeah.
You're lost.
Definitely.
You're fucking making a million songs the same. You want to make music that stands out and has its own appreciation and difference. You want to be your own artist. You don't want to be a fucking. You don't want to be a copycat of another artist. That's the worst thing. As an artist, you
You
can
don't
be.
ever want
man.
that.
That happens a lot.
Okay.
It happens a
So-
lot,
like-
but you don't want to be that.
Okay, so another thing that we talked about.
Everybody be doing that.
Another thing that we talked about too, and Freshie, I'm gonna take this for a bit. So
Yeah, go.
okay, okay.
No, I'm loving this,
Freshie,
man. This is,
Freshie is like my brother. He's
this
like
is
my brother, right?
this is fresh talk.
Yeah.
I said everything's gonna be a part of the show.
So here's another thing that I want to get into, right? So you guys were talking about, especially you guys were talking about, like you're bringing guys in the studio, you're bringing all kind of people with you to do stuff, and you got a couple guys you brought.
I got my crew. I got my own people.
How important is that? We'll start with Drewby, and then we'll go to you, right?
Yeah,
How important is that to what you're doing? How important is that?
That's continuing you could say continuing the legacy of keeping hip hop real and trying to grow artists that see the light that you see.
Yeah.
Hopefully they see the vision and they keep it going. It's not you're passing the torch, but you're continuing the torch.
Yeah. And but I also feel like sometimes it kind of helps the project too. It helps you do what you got to do too, because like without a little bit of support system, and the support system can't just be anybody. It has to be niggas that you really believe in and niggas that you know are gonna tell you the honest to God truth, right? So like I like that, right? So how do you feel about that too? Because you bring in your boys with you.
100.
I bring a lot of my boys with me, but it's because I got nothing but faith in them.
That's proper.
It's
That's
like
proper. That's fresh talk.
everything. Every own like you know how many people that come to me? It's like I got this bird, I got this, I got be on this. None of them got shit. Dog. I got my 1-2.
marketing.
I got my 1-2 homies that I will bring on the fucking track with me, and it's sold, bro.
Yeah.
They're
You know what I
hungry.
mean?
They're hungry.
Because
We've been selling
match.
everything.
We
We've been
complement
selling
each
all our
other's
CDs.
styles.
Yeah.
If you don't compliment my styles, everyone can rap. Everyone's a rapper. Everyone thinks they're a rapper, dog. Yo, but none of these people fucking speak to me.
I'm having a cigarette now.
Unless you speak to me lyrically,
Bumba crap.
physically,
Yo, give me a
and
cigarette.
soulfully, you ain't getting on any of my tracks.
Yeah.
Ever.
But
That's
I'll be real too though. Not every artist that you fuck with, you gotta want to be on your track, because you want them to build on their own.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't want all my
fresh
artists.
talk.
I have
Real
artists
talk.
on my song, but if I'm building an artist, they have to make their own songs
Yeah,
too.
no, but they gotta put their work in before I fucking do all their work for them.
No, give me
you
a
end
fucking
up
cigarette. Though.
Or
You
you
want
end
this
up
shit.
doing all the work.
I felt you.
Yeah.
Fresh
And
top.
I know that for sure. You end up doing
I know
all
you're
the
right.
work if you sit down and you're like, yo, I got
I'ma
something.
do it. You're
I got, yeah. No, I'm never gonna do
Never
what they're
gonna do
doing.
it. Never.
But they're gonna always try to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But one thing that I'm trying to put them on, and it's like, if I'm trying to put you on, you gotta be yourself, nothing but yourself. You gotta speak your truth.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody on any of my projects or any of my albums not speaking what the fuck they know. They're speaking about what the next man knows, and they're trying to be who they know.
Be in their own lane.
They ain't being their own self.
Yeah.
You wanna be who the fuck you are, and I mean that's what I like in hip hop.
Okay.
I personally like.
Okay, I'm gonna change the speed a bit now. Okay, right? Freshie, this is.
I'm ready,
this
brother.
Citizen
This is-
Kane
this
to
is-
your fresh talk right
This
now.
is fresh talk.
Okay. So I'm gonna change it up a bit. We're gonna get a little political now. Hey, we're gonna get a little political, right? So the political is this, okay? You've been around these guys and what they've been doing, right? And you've been around even just us now, right? And there's a bad, like, stigma about hip hop and the way rappers treat women, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? They always say they treat women a certain way and stuff like that, right? Like, what's your take on that?
As a female here with us tonight.
I would have to say,
1 second.
I mean, you do get the ones that will say things, but like with my image, it's sexy, right? But still respectable. So I'm getting both sides. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like anything where you have two sides, like a Gemini
Do
kind of
you,
thing.
do you think
Like,
it's different than any other atmosphere, or it's specific to hip hop? It has this, because hip hop has this stigma that we treat every woman like.
No, I get treated very well, actually. I have to say, but I do think it's also on your character.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I do, and I'm a prime example of you can dress sexy and you can shake your ass and you can still.
But
I've
beca-
never been disrespected. Like I don't get grabbed. I don't get things all.
Because
in my
what's
ear.
going on with Puffy and what went on with
It's hitting
R.
every-
Kelly,
Yeah,
and
it's
they
making
they
hip-hop.
have this feeling that all these rappers, you go to studio and it's a freak fest,
No,
and it's
I
baby
don't-
oil,
I don't
like
see
you know
it.
what I mean. But me myself personally, in my circles, right? And let me tell you something. Like I don't want to brag to you or nothing, but one thing I was when I was in this music business is that I was something that women love,
Yeah.
right?
You
But I
light-skinned.
but I never not that light skinned.
Well, I'm back.
Light skinned, right?
Fresh talk.
But like
light skin.
but I never really disrespected women,
Yeah.
right?
It's your
Like women
character,
women
you
who
know what
came
I
to
mean?
me came on their own free will. Like Nas says, I don't have to talk game, they just understand my story.
Fresh talk.
You know what I mean? Like
Fresh
that's
talk.
That was my movement. And,
Know what
and
I'm
the way
saying?
you guys move, I don't see that either, right? Even from the way like everything, right? So
Yeah, but
I want to
that has changed because like when I was in the hip hop game back in the day, when the Rascals were traveling and they were coming to Winnipeg and all that,
Yeah.
it was completely different than what you're seeing now. Look at when you go to the clubs. All you're seeing is strippers and ass out and all that.
Yeah.
Look what you see in the videos. And
Yeah.
you're showing both sides are
Fresh
women
talk.
are just as bad as the men
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
and
yeah.
sometimes the women
I
are
mean-
way worse than
I
the
mean-
men now.
I mean,
so
three-quarter-
and people just assume that that's what they're supposed to do.
Three
and
quarters
say.
of
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
music,
yeah, yeah.
all the music that the generation gets put onto is mad slut rap.
And drugs, like
all
you said,
slutty
with the
rap.
drugs.
Slut
Like,
rap.
yo, like,
That's
yo,
what we talk about. That's what we talk about.
It's
Right.
raising your kid. It's raising your kid to
They'll
become.
say, what happened to R&B? Like, what
Yeah.
happened to R&B? Nigga?
No, it did, but that had like a more soulful
So
factor
real,
to
but
it.
where's that now?
I still
ain't.
at home. Wait, you,
At the end of
you
the
come to my
day-
house, that's all
When
I
it's
do.
just-
It's old school. I'm talking
At the end of the
2025.
day-
But we are all
Yo,
old
yo,
school,
June.
though. We're talking
At
from
the
old
end of
school
the day-
perspectives, though,
At
right?
the end of the day, when it's just like pop that pussy,
Yeah.
fucking lift that shit up, and fucking get fucked.
Yeah.
That's all it is, bro.
So you-
Because
what it
there
is.
was a
That's
little
what they
bit
wanna
more
hear.
romantics back in the day.
Yeah.
There wasn't just getting lit, popping it up like a fucking like
They erase all that food for
popping
thought.
up like a fucking
Yeah.
like chop shop. Like,
Our era music was make a family, build something.
Exactly,
This era right
exactly.
now is
I'm in love
That's
with you.
fresh talk.
face
That's
down,
fresh talk.
ass up,
100%.
fuck. What happened, happened.
R&B was 50 just as powerful at that time as hip hop.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
each had our place.
Yeah,
Now, like you say, we do have R&B artists, but they're in the back.
Yeah, they are in the back.
It's all about trap.
No,
Ass down,
everybody,
face
everybody,
up, bitch
everybody,
slut, fuck.
everybody has the wrong
I'm
image.
so sick of hearing it.
Everybody has the wrong image that they're trying to carry, and it's like what we really need to be focused on carrying is our own personal like life, man. Because
own personal life.
How
Yeah.
could someone, how could somebody, anybody in the world, fucking benefit from something that the next man's doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that shit.
Well, you can learn from it, but
You can learn
You
from
can
it,
learn,
but
but
nobody
you
has.
can't.
Nobody has the same story.
It all started. Can you put that on the other side? It all started with sex cells.
Yeah.
So they figured out as we pushed the buttons, we all watched Uncut, right? We just pushed Uncut ahead of 106 in Park,
Yeah.
and it sells, and that's why we're at this level now. So
Oh,
I think
alright,
that we
alright.
have to censor and bring
Alright.
some stuff back.
Okay, another switch up. Another switch up, right? If I'm gonna start with you. If you had one artist from any era, any time, because you could go back down to the Batu tribe in Africa. I don't care how far you go back, right? If you had your one wish that you could bring back any artist or even an artist today that you could do a track with, who would it be?
Be Bob Marley.
You don't even have to explain that.
Oh, yeah. See,
We're back. This is my name's Space Citizen Kane. We're doing Citizen Kane's version of Fresh Talk, right? Sorry, I don't know everybody here, so I'm just gonna pass it down to you guys. Introduce yourself and your crew whenever, whatever. Go ahead.
Oh, it's lit. Westbound P, Food Basics, you done know. Total corner, yeah?
My name's Ant-Man, Green Ray, what I'm stepping. I'm repping Own Lane Productions, Own Lane. That's what I'm on right now.
You don't know.
That's what I'm gonna be on forever.
Word up. Yeah, you don't know. Dre Specs, aka Specs Camacho. Daredevils, 6 Star Records, fucking Own Lane, you don't know. All that.
Talk to him.
So I met him in London, right? And he was just talking about it, right? We were just talking about it. And I met him in London, in Specs in London.
Yeah.
And I didn't know him, and he didn't know. I think you knew of me. Or
Yeah,
you
no,
didn't
I knew who you were.
Of me, yeah.
It's just when I seen you that, like at that moment, because I was tunnel vision with the video.
Yeah, because you're shooting a video.
Yeah.
When I walked up, you were shooting a video.
So it's like, I knew you were rolling,
Go ahead.
but I was tunnel vision with the video. And then when you cameoed in it, I was like, all right. And then when I came back into reality, it was like, oh shit. It was you that. Sick.
And you blew up that stage on that show too, right? You would perform that on that night too.
Shout
right?
out Jux. It was Jux Kane's birthday in London. That's what that was. It was Jux's birthday.
Shout out to Jux Kane. That's my
Yeah.
nigga right there.
Yeah.
Right? So okay, so how would you describe your music and what you do? How would you describe it?
Alright. See, like, I'm a deep person, so it's like when it comes down to the writing stuff of it, and I also come up
You're a
with,
lyricist too.
definitely, but I come up off of roots reggae and
Yeah.
and the foundation of things. So I try to incorporate consciousness into my shit, even in the darkness of it. I try to, like, if I'm rapping on dark shit, I still try to incorporate some kind of consciousness in it.
Yeah.
If I can't, then forgive me for what I say after.
Sorry to cut
Yeah.
you off, but
Yeah.
I like to call that in the darkness you give some sort of light.
Trying the things still.
You can't all just be dark. You give a little bit of light.
But it always can't be like that though. Not every
never
situation
dark.
is light. You know what I'm saying?
It's never
Yeah,
dark, yeah.
True.
And even in those super dark situations, if
You
you
have to
can't
find light.
if you can't find light, then
have
forgive me for what I say. I'm talking
have
something
to,
that
you know?
happened, and you know what I'm saying?
It's all love.
And
Makes
nobody got
perfect
hurt in
sense.
the story that was told. So
Yeah.
it's one of those ones.
Perfect sense, man.
And nobody's getting
All the
incriminated.
things we've been through in life, there might be certain times, but we need to find the good in it, and that's why we got to leave in the past and say, what can we take from that, and then move on.
How would you describe your stuff? How would you?
That's what he basically started off saying. I grew up in reggae music regardless. As much as I love hip hop, and I love making hip hop, and that's what I do. But I do both. So I'll hop on a rhythm too, and I'll hop on a hip hop song the same way. I do both, and I love both.
Well, it's kind of hard in Toronto to grow up around, not around one or the other. Like if you're around hip hop, you're around reggae.
But hear this. There's a lot of.
To a certain extent.
Hear this. Stop
To a
this.
certain
There's a lot of
extent. To a certain
Caribbean
extent.
artists, right? And they grew up around hearing it. You just can't do it.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
Well,
They
it's
know
not meant
their
for
rap
everybody
and
to
they'll
do
learn their
it.
rap. But even though they might listen to reggae all the time, that's something I love so much that I have to say, yo, as an artist, I'm like, I need to do this. I can't just sit here and say, oh, I can hop on a rhythm too. I want to be able to have a song where they're playing that rhythm and they have 14 artists on it on the same rhythm, and every song is a next hitter. That's a hitter.
To make you expand on this, right? This is why I heard why reggae artists are so good, right? Is that reggae music is like the most competitive music. Like as artists, like you go to Jamaica, it's the most competitive.
But it's love at the
and
same time.
So,
Yeah, they're
no,
all
but like I'm
working,
saying,
yeah.
there's so much talent.
Inspiration, exactly.
There's so much
like
talent
boom, boom.
that you have to be
Yes,
amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not even amazing. You got to put your style on it and keep trying. That's
Yeah.
it. Because in this whole world, there's always even I had to sit down like there's so much artists, but you can't stop. Do you love doing what you're doing? And that's the main thing. Being an artist, you just gotta love doing it. So no matter, I don't have to. My goal is not to be famous. I just want to make this music and make it. That's my whole goal. So whoever likes it, who doesn't, that doesn't matter. Once I make it and I say, oh, I got my music out, I got all this energy on me, I'll be happy.
Real shit.
You know what I'm
Feel
trying to
that's
say? So
part
if
of your therapy though too.
well, of course, I love making music. So these are some things that I want to do. I love doing it. So it's like just like listening to music is a therapy to make
That's
it,
what you're making
and
it
then to
sound
be able to listen to back and say, yeah, you heard this, and you can make therapy that other people listen to. That's something that you want to thrive in.
So through your trials and tribulations, and you going through that therapy, you're taking them through therapy.
That's
at
my
least
goal.
show them the way, right?
Trying to give out some energy where somebody can take back and say, yeah, I feel something there. Or I can hear
I
what
have a
you're something
question.
there.
Go ahead, no, you're the co-host.
So, I know that as an artist, things that you put down, because it is feelings, right? A lot of the things that you put down, and it is therapy, right? No difference than when you have a journal.
Yeah.
If you were to go back and read that journal 10 years from now, a year from now, because you've made the growth, right? Because I know from looking back at just my life, I don't need a journal. I can
Right.
just sit back and smoke one and
see
just
where you're
think
going.
about it, right? So, when you go back and you listen to certain songs, does it take you back in that same place? Do you have that same feeling, and does it give you inspiration for something else?
And you're right in that, because even when you listen to a certain song that I used to listen back and it's not my song, it takes me kind of back to that time where I was really listening to a song or a certain artist. So
But you don't feel the same way. It's not the same pain.
no, but
you
you
what
know,
I mean?
you can see the growth in you. You can say, "Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's why I'm not where I was before."
Yeah.
And like, take a deep breath and say, "Wow, I'm a lot of steps farther." You know what I'm saying? So you can remember where you were.
Almost like time traveling.
But
Right?
And you're going back and looking at where you
yeah,
were.
get some
Yeah.
a little
How you were
nostalgia. But the main thing is to glad that you've grown. You know, mentally, spiritually, not always financially. Oh, I got the car, I got the house. That doesn't mean that. What it's mentally and spiritually.
Where your mind is
That's
from.
where you need to grow first before you can do anything.
And you,
I'm conquering.
in your music, how would you describe what you do?
Dark.
Dark.
Dark stuff.
And why?
She's gonna make you expand on it.
Tell them something,
That's
nigga.
what people want to hear from you.
You can say as much as you want to say. So I'm like,
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
I'm just happy
But
to
why?
be here.
But
Yeah.
why? But why is your
Man,
music
nigga.
dark though? Is it based upon like things that you experienced, your life,
Yeah.
where you came from? Like, what is it?
Yeah,
All of it?
I have a dark voice. Everyone say yeah.
Oh, it's the
you got a
voice.
good voice.
It's the voice.
Yeah.
Too. So yeah, and that's what I want to make anyway. So.
There you go. Boom.
So let's say, okay, cause you're from Scarborough too. Where
Yeah,
you from?
I'm from the
You,
borough.
you
Yeah.
from Borough too?
From the borough. Born in Scarborough General Hospital, man.
I'm Scarborough General too. You Scarborough too?
To say that, say yep.
You
See
Scarborough
about
General?
hospital,
You
see,
Scarborough
though.
too?
Yeah, I'm from Flemore originally, and then I moved to Greenbrae. But I'm born in Centenary though.
And you're from Scarborough
That's
too?
Scarborough, fam. That's Scarborough.
You're
man.
West Bank?
Yeah.
My
So,
bro,
okay,
my bro's
so
born
when
there.
I went to my record label, when I was doing my stuff, and I went to my record label.
Word up.
My problem with my record label is I told my record label my music was dark too. My music is very dark, right? And they told me that dark and ghetto experience that I'm talking about on my music. They told me it doesn't exist in Toronto.
But who
They
were the
thought I
people
was
who said
making
that?
it up.
Who were the people
Fast
that were
forward
telling
now,
you
right?
that?
The record label said
Oh
that.
yeah,
Fucking
clearly, but
fast
they
forward
were-
now, right?
No,
Fast
no,
forward.
I'm just saying the record
They're-
label said
they were
this.
trying to
So
say-
this is a perception. So like the reason why I'm bringing this up, like you look at like Kendrick Lamar battling Drake,
Yeah.
right? And he goes, "You guys are not like us."
And they really believe certain
Right.
shit.
So
Like, we're
there's a
not
perception
doing
in
nothing.
Toronto that we're not. These things we're
Doing
talking about
nothing,
are not.
and we're just here like
it's fake, it's not
who
real.
knows what they're thinking, but I
Yeah.
kind of see
So
exactly
like,
There's a
what
reason
you're
for
saying.
that.
speak
though,
on
right?
that. Speak on
You know?
that.
When the real ones are from over there forward and they link with Magnum, that's done.
And at the end of the day, there's good and evil all over this planet, no matter how you think they look. So, and if you think what is real, nigga, because we can go get some, you put a finger on somebody I love, that's what it cares. You get what I'm saying? I think there's a lot of emotion niggas out here. Niggas are losing lives off of or their
Nonsense.
shorty or their girl or whatever. Like, if it really comes down to it, you hurt my mom, my auntie, or something. You get them, but there's levels to this shit where I feel like a lot of niggas, like, somebody could say something online and they gonna feel some way and niggas gonna get some.
Yo, if
I've
you-
even had to tell some people and say, yo, just need to relax, man. Let's get it. But like, there's just so much more to like that we need to get, and that's what like these people who run this planet, they don't want us to be sitting down talking like this.
Oh
and
no,
say,
they
where
love
can
the other way because we're
eh,
killing
eh,
ourselves.
so where can we grow? Where that's the main point. We have to say, okay, that's what they want. We don't want what they want.
But what
I'm not gonna stand and be that person and say, yep, I'm part of that number where they're like, okay.
But what I'm seeing from you guys, so taking that note, Nick, we're dark, we're from the hood, like
And we
all
got
that shit.
whatever we
But
need.
what I'm seeing right now, when I'm talking to you, right, even me, like, as I'm talking, like a lot of people don't realize this, but even as there's a lot of professionalism, right? So like, there's in Toronto, like I think it's now more than ever before. Like when I was young, there was a couple sprinkled around the city. But now I see more than ever before. Like you guys, like you have more of a businessman mentality, your entrepreneur mentality than we really had back then. We were just trying to rap.
But y'all taught us. Can I tell you that? As
No,
my
well,
OGs,
you-
y'all
man
taught us. Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Am I talking
I
too
want
much?
you to speak on this though, because I think you guys have like I know we inspired you, but I'm looking at you guys, and you guys your game is a little bit more tighter, right? We've made shift. It might not look like it, right? Because hip hop was innocent back then. It wasn't as much of a multi-billion-dollar industry as it is now.
For sure.
So it was more innocent back then. So you had the room to make shift. Here it's like now it's crazy competitive. There's rappers in every corner. You know what I mean? There's 5 rappers in every corner, right? There's like, you know what I mean? Smoking. So you have to have your game more straight. And it looks like you guys got your game really straight. Even the way you're talking about certain things. Speak on that.
Oh, what's it?
Speak on that. Like, do you think you guys think you guys are tighter now? than
Oh, for
back
sure,
then?
for sure. Cause look,
in what ways do you have to be more tighter now than we had to be back then?
see, I can speak on myself, and like the era that I come from. See, like we had cats like y'all, and then cats like Droops, and cats from that bracket, the GCP, those guys, to look up to and see the fundamental of the game and the you know what I'm saying, and then know what to do and what not to do based on what they did and didn't work for them, and take pieces of shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I'm not too far younger than y'all, and I'm also not too far older
No,
than
you guys are way younger than me.
No, listen. I'm making
I'm just joking.
I'm making a point though. It's a thing where it's like the bracket's not different in terms of hip hop, like the eras and shit. Because like you guys did things away, and things like you said earlier. They said that the ghetto shit didn't exist in Toronto. And then fast forward, and you see like when you said that, I was saying fast forward. Because now it's like they're capitalizing off of it. Now if you think about it.
Yeah, now
You know what I'm saying? They're trying to market it off of it. Look at these guys that I'm not naming names, but the guys that are doing stuff. Those guys are doing stuff, and the limelight is on them while they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
It was never like that before. You know what I'm saying?
They're just famous for being criminals now.
Right.
Like
But like,
I ain't
mean,
calling out any names, but
I'm not gonna say nothing either. I'm just I said what I said. ... But like, it's crazy. And
But
like,
when I started rapping,
Yeah.
right? When I started rapping, my main thing when I was young was they never ever thought talent came from the hood. Like they just because you were from the hood, and even when I went to school, if they read my address in school,
yeah,
they didn't think I was smart. They didn't think I was talented. And actuality, I talked to all my friends I grew up with, and you even talk to Freshie. I was probably at that time one of the smartest.
Fresh talk, real talk.
Big up Charlie.
I was one of the smartest and one of the most talented kids in my school.
Word up,
man.
But they treated me like I had no
believe
sense
that.
and I had no talent.
Keep us down.
And nothing
Right?
special about
dope.
yourself.
Yeah, and so we're in the hood, right? We're in our neighborhoods, right? We're doing what
I'm
we're
good
doing,
right
right?
now, though.
Passing it down, all the way down.
Right? We're doing what we're doing, but there's a talent.
Just decline
Yeah.
the shit.
You
Right?
have
It's
something
not,
in you.
It's
Yeah.
not just business. It's not just a story you're trying to say, but there's a talent, right? You understand what I'm saying to you?
Definitely.
I get
Right?
you 110%.
I felt back then, they were trying to stifle it a lot. Right?
Yes, still to
Water
today.
it down kind of shit.
There's no, it's never stopped. It's never stopped.
You mean like water it down when you say stifle it?
So let's give me an example. I don't want to talk too much. I want you guys to talk more. But
Yeah.
like for an example, so let's say like whenever I pitched an idea, because I did a lot.
Westball.
Right? I used to do. I'm also a painter, so I used to do big murals and stuff. And whenever I pitched an idea, like they'd always shoot it down like it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. And I had to have someone stand up for me to get my ideas through.
I get you.
But then when I got my ideas through,
They were.
the way they received it, I got the biggest received out of everybody. So they're acting like I'm not talented.
They don't know what talent
Yeah.
is, man. They don't
But
know
they-
what
that's-
it
you
is.
Because
feel
the
that
people
same-
at the top are not even supposed to be there in the first
Yeah,
place.
they just got their jobs. They're guys who kiss some ass to get their fucking
have money
placement there,
or
and they think
whatever.
they read some logistics and really no, they can't really read and look at some art and be like, wow, this is beautiful. You get what I'm trying to say? They're judging off numbers and looking at that. They can't read a man and say, wow, this is a good person. I see where they're coming from, and I see they have somewhere to go and they have a goal. That's the difference. You get what
So
I'm trying to
okay,
say?
so saying that, we'll go one by one.
Yeah.
If your music was a piece of art, right? How
Which
would you
it is.
describe that like piece of art? Like if it was a painting or if it was a like how would you describe it like a piece of like you're pitching a movie or something?
I
like,
can describe my own piece of art.
no,
I can put it
no,
out
down the
there.
line.
to expand on that.
Yeah.
Because earlier on, before I asked the other guys, right? I like we're talking about image and how you gotta package yourself to get yourself out there, right? Like what's the kind of like my package? Just for example, my package, my group's called Citizen Kane,
Yeah.
right? Citizen Kane is literally the greatest movie ever made. It's labeled the greatest movie ever made,
Word up.
right?
Fresh
So
talk.
I know what that is.
it was done in the 40s by Orson Welles as a flop, but it ended up being the greatest movie it ever made, right? Every song title I use in my songs is a movie title. So that's how I package myself because it was just a blueprint for me to use, right? To get my image across and everything. And so when I shot videos, I shot them like movies.
Yeah.
I want them to look like a movie, right? So what's the like if you were to do like what's the package? What's your kind of package? Not just your music is dark, but what's the package? Like, you know what I mean? Like Nas is a street prophet, right?
All right.
Jay-Z's the hustler.
I'll say I bring a bracket of street intelligence to my shit.
Street knowledge,
Street knowledge, yeah, can say that. Street intelligence, knowledge, same shit. You know what I'm saying?
intellectual.
Street intellect.
Yeah.
Put that there, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I might be telling the same story as Ant-Man, as Westbound, as any other MC, but I'm telling it my own way, though. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm trying to articulate it my own way, my own unique way still, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm trying to have replay value. So if you hear a Dre Spec single right now, I want you to hear it again 2, 3, 4 times later and hear something you didn't hear the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Because I heard a couple
Yeah.
of your stuff, and one
Word
thing I
up.
realized about you is that
Yeah.
when you got so much lines in it. There's so much quotables in it, right? That you have to hear it again because you caught that, but you didn't catch this.
That's the replay shit. That
Yeah,
I'm
you know what I
That's the
mean.
same
You
shit,
caught,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's why I'm bringing that up, right?
Yeah.
You do that. You consciously do that, or is that just the,
Honestly, yo, I think my writing style adapted to that, and I made my writing style become that because I knew I wanted to do that because I didn't want to.
That's
I
why
didn't
you
want to
like to
rap.
tell your
Pardon?
story. That's why you like to tell your story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to seem like I was rapping for the typical pitter patter. You know what I'm saying? So I tried to articulate it different. And then the fact that people catch on to it means mission accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah.
I like thrillers and dramas. I like twists. So you're kind of like that.
For sure.
I always rate a good movie by if I could predict the end or not.
Yeah. Then it wasn't a good movie.
Yeah, if I could predict the end, I don't think it's a
I'm
good
just
movie.
gonna see it through.
Facts. If
Yeah.
the ending sucks, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I can like the whole movie, I can like the whole movie. If the ending sucks, I don't fuck with the movie at all anymore. It's done to me. I actually want to leave.
How would you categorize your image?
Me? Oh,
You know, I'm wondering.
yeah, them one. Yeah.
Fucking like mysterious.
Mysterious.
Yeah, like mysterious / tracky.
Okay.
Yeah, dark. Yeah.
What about you?
Me?
Yeah, like your package.
At the end of the day, I got so much to give. I couldn't label myself in one area. You
You're
get what
like
I'm
a
trying to say?
chameleon,
I can't. I literally can't do
Yeah,
that.
you're like a chameleon.
Some people might be like, oh, I like his song on that one. I like it on. I couldn't pick one. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I couldn't pick one genre.
It reminds me of like a good villain.
I would
a
like-
good.
You might
Bond
meet a
villain.
couple people and they might have 3 different genres. Oh, I like this one of him. I like this one of
Yeah.
him. I like this one of him. So I really couldn't make myself and put myself in one.
Well, you remind me of like a
specific category.
good Bond villain, like so like a Bond like a good.
He's like, Bond?
No, because it's like you ever watch the movie and that guy has the ability to get in anywhere,
Anyway.
right?
Has a
You know what I
different-
mean?
He has a different.
Like that
yeah.
assassin that he has the able.
Pass it on.
Connor like Lupin.
Where's this
Yeah,
going?
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought they're all good already.
Right?
Pass it on,
Play
pass it on,
that
pass it on.
character and say what he's got to say to get it done.
He gives me that vibe. He gives me that vibe that you know what, like you put me anywhere and I'm
I'm
gonna.
gonna try my best. I'll tell. I used to say to I would tell you, say, yo, put on some Beethoven. You put on Beethoven, give me an hour, I'll put something on. I don't care if you like it or not. I'm gonna put something on it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? So I'm like, I don't feel no
That's
way
that
about
art
that.
shit.
I'm
I
confident.
rate that though. That's that artistic shit.
Put
You know
something
what I'm
on.
saying?
Oh,
That's the
say I
artistic
like this
side of the
beat.
shit.
It might have been a whatever it was. I'd say, yeah, give me a minute.
That shit's dope.
Okay.
Let me get it down.
So before I'm gonna go on to a different vibe, but before I do that, if there like I asked the last guys this, if there was one track that they had to hear of yours to understand what you're about, what track would that be?
And they don't even I don't even have where my playlist is. That's why I didn't even want to talk. I can't because I know the artist I am. Because compared to everybody here, Specs, the amount of tracks that they have that I have, but the song that I have, they will be called strange to me. And
Nah,
if I
yo.
play that song,
If you
here it
like
is.
the song you have, what's the song you like that you have?
No, I know that,
Fuck
but what
that.
I'm saying, but compared where they can really think, hey, the way you're asking me,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, out of these
Yeah,
these
how can you
50
choose one?
songs or
One.
these 40
Okay,
songs.
let's,
No,
let
but
me
I'm
let me
saying
ask the
out of
question a
couple,
different
the
way.
small amount
Let me
that
ask the
I
question
have.
a different way then.
I'm saying,
right? If
you don't have to answer that.
No,
I'm
but
just
I know,
saying,
but I like these
you guys are
questions,
so above me that like
No, no, I'm
I
not.
don't have all of those. Hear this? I'm on
But
work.
listen, listen,
I do
if
my
a guy-
work in. I'm
Listen
ready to
about
get
that.
to work. Eh?
if a guy put a gun to your
Here
head,
I'm talking about music wise and say all I need is my portfolio. You get what I'm saying? I know I have the music. I know I can make it.
Yeah.
But once you can't say nothing once you don't have the portfolio.
Okay,
You get what I'm
but
trying
if
to
a
say?
guy
you
put a
need to
gun
have
to your
songs to be able to show.
if a guy put a gun to your head and he said you got to give me one of your best bangers or
This song one might make him change his mind. I'm telling you, it's strange to me. Like I'm gonna tell you, should I play? We're gonna play it after, not today. But I'm telling you, today.
What's the name of it?
After it's called "Strange to Me,"
strange to me. Okay.
and I just dropped a little teaser, and the video's coming maybe in like 2 weeks. So
Okay.
I'm telling you that.
Spence,
that's
what about
coming.
you?
What's that?
One track that if a guy had a gun to your head, you got to give me your best banger right
Alright,
now.
there's categories. I'm gonna say on stage,
No, it has to be one, man. You got to.
Lottie Dottie.
What?
My song Lottie Dottie.
Lottie Dottie?
We're
That's
playing
my
all
record,
of these
that's my
tonight.
record.
All of these songs
Listen,
we're playing
the
tonight.
reason
okay?
why I say Lottie Dottie, because that song sticks out. I recorded it in 2018. Axel Rosa produced it. Axel Rosa's no longer here. Rest in peace. So that song
Bless him,
stands out.
bless him.
And see, like, the way the beat hits and where I position it in my sets,
Yeah.
it hits different.
you
Like,
just hit.
regardless,
Yeah.
the energy hits. The way the flow, I'm saying the way the whole thing starts. So like that's probably gonna be the song. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that.
How about you?
Lottie Dottie for
All
me.
hours.
All hours?
All hours, and we're gonna play all these 3 tonight. You get what I'm trying to say?
The reason why I asked you that question is because my song is Black Rain.
See it?
Right, like I would say, if you want to know
We'll
what
play all
it is,
4.
if everybody goes, what want to know what I did? I
Yeah.
go, yeah, I just play Black Rain.
Black Rain.
Right. And you know, it's not my favorite song, but I know it's just, it that song is so.
It hits
That's
the people.
Not only just that, and this is why I say it. It's one song I did that it's characteristically me. It don't sound nothing like anybody else's. I think that song is a totally different style than what anybody was doing at that time.
Yeah.
It was independent of anybody else's style. It's just me. right? And I wasn't conscious at the time when I did it. I just
Yeah,
did
I
it,
get you.
right?
See,
But when I when I go back and listen to it, I go, no, that song
that's how art works sometimes.
separated
I'm
me from
telling
the
you.
pack.
Comes,
Yeah.
it comes, and it's beauty, and you don't even know
Yeah.
how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
And your brethren's like, brother, like, no, that's a hit. Like, I'm telling you the truth. That is right. And
That's
that-
why it's important to
You
have
need
people you
that-
trust around you.
That
100%,
circle here,
100%.
That energy, that's the main
100%.
thing. That is the main thing you need.
A square could fuck up a circle, yo.
One broad neck could the whole back.
Yo, that's a
That's a good
bar.
ass
That's
saying.
the
Yeah.
fresh
You
talk
get
right
to
there.
show me.
Listen,
That's the fresh talk right there.
That's a fucking bar, but
a square could fuck your whole circle up.
truer words have never been
Fuck
spoken.
up your whole
but-
motherfucking shit. But hey, alright, man.
So okay, I'm gonna change it up a little bit, but still. we're gonna
Can I ask
still
something? I
talk-
want to ask
go
something.
ahead, go ahead.
One thing. See, like, True, you said something that made me think about, because the Ladi Dadi, that the song that I brought in, that's my favorite song to perform. My favorite record that I did is called These Days for a different reason. But yeah, just throwing. It actually features Rock Rain.
We
Rock
only
Rain.
got one though. He has.
Hey,
there's
no,
one,
I have
so
to
you
add into
switched
it. No,
up,
no,
though.
no, no, no. I have to add
I
it.
just
He
teased
added
you.
it after,
Listen, bro.
so
I'm
it's
just
fine, it's
teasing,
fine.
bro. I love,
I have
man.
to add it.
I love
Yeah, we're
So-
good, we're
I
good.
love-
We're good, we're
So
good.
okay,
Proceed.
one more question before I change it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Me myself, like I love recording songs. I love putting together albums and stuff like that. Right. When I did my album, I had my own apartment at 17, so I moved everybody in my apartment, my producer, and every day we wake up and we make music from day
That's
to night.
legit.
Right?
That sound like.
It's fucking sick.
But
That sound
my,
like a
my
life.
favorite my favorite part of music
Tell me.
of being involved in hip hop or anything like this, right? And I'm like, hey man, I'm as hood as anybody as it comes.
Speak
Right?
to me.
My favorite part is performing. I'd
Yeah, I
rather
love that shit.
perform than be in the studio. Anyway.
That's a fact. I'm telling you the truth. That's a different
I would love
experience.
that.
man.
Speak on that. Speak on that. What's
I've
your
never-
favorite?
Yo,
Why
For
is
me
your
to even
favorite?
get up
Honestly-
there and put out something, damn.
Go to.
You know,
No, go to finish what you're saying.
I was
Finish what you
done.
say.
Just for you to say performance, that's a
Yeah.
different. A lot of mans make tracks and they're doing tracks. They have it on YouTube. Then you get to perform it out in front of live people. That's a different experience.
And the instant reaction. Was what I
Yeah,
love.
you know. Once you get off, you know.
Yo, it's a thing where, to add on to what Lil Bro said, it's a thing where it's like, fucking, some MCs are good on record, some are better performing,
Yeah.
some are good at both.
Yeah.
Some sound better on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me personally, some people say Spec sounds better on record than he does, or sorry, sounds better on stage than he does on record. Some people say vice versa. Me personally, I love performing. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's why.
Probably, yeah, because that's where everything pours out. You know what I'm saying? I don't beat people up because I perform. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm kidding. That's a joke, but at the same time, it's a thing where that all the aggression comes out on stage.
Here's a crazy fact
Yeah.
about me, right?
Yeah.
I'm a wrestling fan.
Me
I'm
too.
a WWE crazy. Like crazy every Monday, every Friday.
Who's your
SmackDown,
favorite
Raw.
wrestler?
No, my favorite wrestler of all time, Ric
I
Flair.
was.
Ric Flair.
I was.
Woo!
Ric Flair. There's only one answer to that question,
Yo.
and it's Ric Flair. Okay, hold on.
The amount of wrestling references that I fucking
Okay, but listen. I watch wrestling, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the reason why I watch wrestling is because I always wanted to know like how to perform live. And I think the art of that is either a stand-up comedian or a wrestler, because you're there, you have to react to people's reaction immediately. Like there's no second take, right?
shit.
And your career could flop or be born on that moment you're in the wrestling ring. And these guys have to work on their character, they have to work on their package. And I studied them because I said if you want to be a good artist at what we do, especially if you go on stage, is you gotta watch how wrestlers have to package themselves. Like Stone Cold, right? His character they gave him was called the announcer. Right? You guys all know Stone Cold Steve Austin?
yeah.
So
of
the
course.
character they gave him was the announcer. So he was supposed to come to the ring in a suit and go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he was supposed to do. And he said, yeah, okay, I'll take the character. And he morphed it into Stone Cold Steve Austin. So he morphed it into himself.
That's pretty sick.
Right? So you would never think that was his character. You think of Stone Cold, you think of Steve Austin. You don't think of an announcer, right? And now it's the ability to package that. What?
Iceman guy.
What?
I think it was Iceman before Stone Cold.
It was Iceman before the Stone Cold, right? So like, you guys, that's why I watch wrestling,
But
right?
hear this. See
Imagine
something
he, was,
about wrestling.
imagine he was stunning Steve before he was Iceman.
Yeah.
See something about wrestling?
The blonde guy.
I used to love wrestling when I was young, right?
Yeah.
I used to love WD. I used to love it. You know what hurt my soul when I grew up, and I know it was all bullshit. So hear what I'm trying to tell you.
No, it's
when
true.
you look at society now, this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is an analogy. Hear me. When you look at really society now, you're like, oh my gosh, they're lying about the food. They're lying. It's literally the same thing that I really seen. That's why I don't watch, because I have to feed myself with what I know it's real. So UFC, I know somebody's actually punching them in their face. I can enjoy that because it's real. When them niggas are lying and it's a setup process, like, that's why I don't vote, because it's a setup process. Once you know these things are set.
It already is. It's just for us to
for 150 years, it's been blue and red. Then anything switch, anything changed. No, it's all been going one. So just like the WWE, let me make that analogy. The same thing. That's the same thing that's happening. That's the only reason why I can't watch these things, because I was so hurt when I was lied. I loved. Rey Mysterio, seeing them doing their thing, and Undertaker coming out, and I'm really thinking like, yo, dog, they don't like each other, but to see it's all set up, it's like it gave me a look.
There are virgins in real life, bro.
Yeah, they're virgins.
There are virgins.
It gave me a look in life where I'm like, no, I won't let that. I won't be lied to like that again, because I really love WWE.
Well, there's a saying.
I really love that shit.
Yes, I won't be lied to again.
There's a saying that goes.
I'm telling you the truth though.
There's art.
Not a politician. Nobody. I know the truth. I know how to find the truth. So
there's a saying that goes. Does art imitate life, or does life imitate art? Right. So like when you look at how fake our food and everything is, right? And WWE is basically reflecting our society. Right?
That's exactly.
But to move on.
Exactly what it is.
But to move on. Okay, let's move on to another topic.
Before we move, you guys want to keep going and talk? I need to make a trip. I had some. I'll be back. Okay.
Okay. We can keep on going while these out. Okay. If you have, I want you to give me your starting five, like a basketball team. Starting five MCs of Canada.
Of Canada. Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Fresh talk.
Starting five.
Of Canada. All right.
I grew up on like fucking like I grew up on like G-Lock, Sam G.
Rest in peace, G-Lock.
Fuck yeah. All the gangster shit, yo. Slug, all the shit, yo. Fuck yeah. Yeah, fuck. Well, all the rap sheet, BBD, all that shit. Too much the names though.
Who would I put in the?
You and the GCP, JD and them.
Yeah. Who would I put in the shit? I put Dre Bars, Free Up. I put. Fuck, man, this is tough.
You can't put yourself in. You can't put
I'm not putting
anybody
myself.
on it.
I'm not putting myself. Dre Bars. No, Dre Bars, my homie. Free Up. I'm not putting myself in it. That's corny. Super corny. Fuck, I don't even know, bro.
It's a hard question.
It is. Cause I was expecting to hear like the wide spectrum of hip hop. So it'd be like, in my top
Well,
five.
that's easier. That's too easy.
Yeah, it is. It's a cheat code. Super cheat code. All right, Canadian. I have to put Dre Bars in there. Rest in peace, G-Lock. I'll throw him in there too. Fucking. Put you in there. You know what I'm saying? You be
You're
doing
not allowed
your
to
thing.
put me in there. I'm off the list.
All right, so I'm at two again. You know what I'm saying? My list went like that quick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Fucking. Fuck. Bars. G-Lock. Fucking. Who else? Maestro.
Maestro,
Slap Maestro in there. My bad. My brain is loading right now. We can edit
It's
this
hard
out.
because I put you on the spot, right? So
Yeah. I'm buffering right now. So fucking.
Okay, let's put it this way. Let's make it
Put
easier.
Maestro there. Mishimi there too.
Cardinal,
Put Cardi up there. Yo, bro, I don't even know why this took so long.
You're past five now.
I know, but now there's so much. I want to take up a few to. There's so much. Whatever. Forgive me.
But like, I don't want
You fucked me up.
I don't want to get too caught up in the past, right? Like,
Yeah.
There's guys today and shit. Like, let's say, name an MC right now that's not in your crew, right? And not you and not your crew that everybody should be watching out for.
So someone you know, does that be just crew or someone they know?
No, it can't be in your
Can't be in
crew.
the crew?
No,
Someone
you can put a guy in your crew. I shouldn't say that. Right?
I
A
don't
guy
know
in your crew.
I'm gonna
a
say
guy that
Daniel
everybody
Son.
should watch
I'm gonna
out
say Daniel Son. Daniel Son's not in my crew, but he's my homie. But look out for him. He's
Daniel
dope.
Son, I hear a lot about him.
He's dope as
Killer
fuck.
talk a lot about him.
It's my dog.
That's fresh talk.
Fresh talk.
So my
Daniel
bias.
Son, name another. Give me three guys that we should really be
Three guys.
watching out for.
Casper Marcus from London.
Sugar Breezy. He's from the East End.
Sugar Breeze, you said that.
He's sick.
Who you got? Who you got to look out for? Somebody that's not in your clique.
What do you gonna ask me to shout out? Maybe
No,
if
who
it's
to
your
look out?
clique,
That's
I
not
can't
to say.
even
No.
think of
Today,
another-
guy today.
An
I
artist,
can't even
artist.
think of another
Listen.
clique that
An
I
artist,
listen to
artist that you
start.
think. Listen, an artist that you
I'm
think.
being honest with you.
An artist that you think is dope. Somebody you think is dope. Who
Today.
you think is dope?
I don't
right
listen
now.
to Toronto artists other than who I have.
Fair
You
enough.
guys,
Fair enough, fair
I'm
enough,
being
fair
honest
enough,
with you. I could
fair
even name one artist and be like,
Okay,
other
somebody
than,
in your crew. Somebody in your crew.
Or someone with
That not everybody would know about. Sorry about that.
if anybody, I'm that person. Nobody knows about me.
Okay, that's a good
Ant-Man,
answer.
strange to me. You guys never heard about me. You don't know me. It's me you gotta listen to. I'm that guy.
That's a good answer.
I'm the person who
So-
I'm that person.
So I coach ball, right? And we always ask, when I coach ball, we had the kids together. We always go, who's the best in the gym? Right? And when no one when someone doesn't put their hand up, we get upset.
yeah.
Because you should always think you're the best in the gym. Right? Having delusional confidence. I'm not saying that's what you have.
Yeah,
but
no,
having
but
it works.
is important. Is an important.
You have to know you
success.
have something. That's
But
the
it's
main
important
thing.
to success.
I'm not saying I'm the best, but I
Right.
know I have something to give. And if you're thinking, I'm thinking about anybody who doesn't have an artist that doesn't have none and who has to grow and has to be better. That's me. You get what I'm trying to say? These guys got a lot, so I'm like, I need to. I couldn't think of anybody else, to be honest.
Okay, we don't have that much time left, so let's you have anything you want to ask?
No, I mean, we asked a lot of questions.
Okay, so let's break down what you got coming. Everybody wants to one by one. Tell them what you got coming, what to look out for. You could post, you could spit your Instagram and all that kind of stuff too. One by one. Go ahead.
Fresh talk.
Start at the end. Fresh talk. My Instagram is AntmanOwnLane. And I know I got music coming. I got a video, Strange to Me, coming in a couple weeks. But at the end of the day, add me on Instagram, and you guys will see all the new stuff coming. And I appreciate everything, my OG, okay?
No problem.
Fresh talk.
Yo. On Facebook, oh shit, before I even get to the socials. Fuck, I have a few projects. I have the first things first, I have a video dropping with Droops and Controversy called Pepsi. Dropping Friday. That fucking shit's nasty. Stupid, like, kick a chair over nasty.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Facts.
and then I have a little side project called Pissed Off Penmanship. I'm dropping that soon. And then I have an album called Dinner with Demons. The whole concept of that is different. It's called Dinner with Demons, and I sat my mental demons down at the fucking table. We had a dinner, and it got chaotic and shit. You know what I'm saying? I sat my mental demons down and shit. So it's like, it's deep. I'm saying.
You,
Word up.
what about you?
Well, I dropped bare videos this year. Well, to me, like 4 so far, 5. But that next one I'm gonna drop. I dropped a tape like 2 weeks ago.
Sick.
Shit, I'm gonna drop my next video, and then the next
Where can
one,
they find
Food
it?
Basics on IG. Yeah, it's lit.
Yo, you gotta watch out for this guy, eh? He's quiet and these are the guys. Like Mathematics to me is like the greatest rapper to me ever.
Shout out to Mathematics though.
Yeah, but he's like you. He's quiet. He don't say much.
Rhyme train.
When he gets when you put a mic on his hand, you go, "What the hell just happened?" Right? And I'll tell everybody else this too. Like I see Specs in London, right? And I've been watching you on online a lot. You do stuff, and I just think your shit is sick as shit. Like lyrically, like your pen is nice, man. Your pen is deadly.
Yeah.
Appreciate that
It's
shit.
like a
Know
samurai
how to
sword,
work that shit, exactly.
So I
appreciate
have a
it.
lot of love and respect for what you do, man.
Man, appreciate
You
it.
understand what I'm saying?
Fresh
Man,
talk.
appreciate
All right,
Fresh.
I'm Space Citizen
I
Kane.
appreciate it, yeah.
What do you have
This
anything
is
going
Laura.
on? You have anything going on?
I do. You guys know I do music videos, I do podcasts, I do acting. I'm going to be starting my new show starting soon called No Filter with Allure. So
That's what's up.
I'm looking
Okay.
forward to interviewing each one of you guys separately. I have my own personal questions.
All good.
So hopefully we'll be able to do that and have you on my show as a
No,
guest
I
host,
want
definitely.
to talk to you because
wanna
I feel like we're like
Bonnie and
like
Clyde.
yeah
Good.
like a
You guys are
Today
good-
Show going on.
Good
here.
interviewers.
You know what I mean?
Great
Fresh
interviewers.
talk. That is fresh talk.
So
Right.
we'll
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
With fresh talk. Yes, thanks for having me.
Great
definitely.
interview. Much
But I
love,
feel
man.
like I'm not from here. I came from Winnipeg. I did not realize how much talent there was here, and not just the rapping, the singing, the acting, the dancing, and everything. So, hopefully, I want all of us to. I think that
Fresh
if we
talk.
all work together and we all promote
Fresh
and
start,
support
man.
each other,
Mm-hmm.
I think we could take over from the States because they're falling.
Oh.
And I think that people
Fresh
think,
start.
like you said,
Babylon
that we don't
falls.
exist. I think it's time.
Yeah,
So
we're
let's
there.
get it done.
All right, Citizen
Yeah.
Kane, from all my guests that was on here tonight, Citizen Kane takeover of the Fresh Talk.
There.
Fresh
Right.
talk. Citizen
Fresh
Kane is
talk,
30
you.
degrees. 30 degrees,
Fresh
Citizen
talk.
Kane.
Thanks for having
Fresh
us.
time.
Thanks for having us.
Back.
Bomb,
Bop,
bomb.
bop, bop. Much love, guys. Much love. I appreciate it.
I'm a Louis Mahata.
Let's go. Yeah. Okay. Back at it again. Yo, said it's my life, and I don't know how much time I have left. So I'm gon' rap to my very last breath.